All right, let's continue with our turn here. And like I said, we only have 2 light carriers, that's it. We did produce a plane, which I'm just going to put in the middle of the ocean for now. And we produced some infantry here. So for example, I'm going to send one of them to Guinea and then 2 of them to Borneo, because we have Marines here and we need to relieve the Marines because they're too valuable. They can't be playing defense. So now the problem is I can't play offense this turn. I mean, I could try to do the Caroline Island strategy because they don't seem to be going there, and there's a real low chance that they have to roll a support order to even go there. So we could sort of steal that from them, which will help us, in the future. This guy is going to roll, so he may not stay. We beat him up pretty badly. Those 2 over there did not get beat up. Although Carrier Fleet 3, we at least damaged one of the carriers, but they sank our submarine. We were being a tad too sneaky. If we tried to take Wake Island, that would be quite a battle. I don't know if we would win. But we have 2 light carriers, which would make a dent, but we're going against the light and 2 escorts on their side. And they have a whole bunch of infantry there. We would be landing with 2 Marines, and that's it. I mean, we could steal some guys from here, but then we're reducing our defenses. I am worried about the Gilbert Islands. They don't have much in terms of defense. So those are the thoughts going through my mind. And then Midway isn't defended at all. I mean, it has a battalion and that's it. So I have a little bit of nervousness in terms of like, what are they going to do? Because the few units that do move can attack. If I try to go after the Caroline Islands, that's a battle place. So if they roll battle, which is a 14, then they'll go to the Caroline Islands. And it's going to be mostly planes. So wherever I go, the planes can't attack us, but they will go wherever we choose to have a battle. So these are all just the thoughts going through my mind. I think if my carriers went up against Carrier Fleet 3 here in Wake Island, we would have an equal battle, but I don't know if I want an equal battle. I want one that's a little bit lopsided. It's like, I'm thinking like, could I go for the Philippines? Because that's actually an objective. It'd just be really weird because our supply line's doing this big U all the way around. We basically have a bathtub around the Pacific. Surface Fleet 2 is full strength. We could not do Marshall Islands. We would need a bigger Navy. See, this is where it would help to know what they were going to do, because I don't know where to send these. So that leads me back to, should we attack somewhere? I mean, Wake Island, I'm looking at the Philippines. So MacArthur wants to fulfill his promise. The reason the Philippines seem attractive is because there's no fleets here. So if I'm sending 2 carrier units, yeah, they have planes, but that's all. And the planes that they have on there are, they're 100% zeros. And now they could have 9 planes, so this could get really nasty if I let them keep building up the Philippines. So part of me is like, well, maybe I could try to take it, right? I can send in 2 Marines. I can send in some planes. I'm only going to have 1 of each. I'm not going to have 2 dive bombers like I normally do. And I might be able to make a dent. And take an objective, which is the key to this game, right? We want to take objectives. But then I'm not defending anything, but I don't know which ones to defend, even if I did defend. You know what? I'm going to do it. Let's go after the Philippines. So we're going to do that and send our Marines, 2 of them. And do I want to send, I have 4 guys here, 2 of them Aussie. I'm going to send 2 regular infantry as well. So the Solomon Islands are going to be a little vulnerable. They did 3 holds, so per our rule, 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to start rolling. And like I said, it's going to be a simple roll. We're going to roll for carrier fleet 4. Oh, what am I doing with this plane? This plane is going to go to Midway for now. All right, whoops. Carrier fleet 4 is an 8, plus 6 is 14. Oh, they're going to a battle. You know what sucks about this is I rolled a 2 whenever I dropped it. Oh, they're going to a battle. So carrier fleet 4, I get so angry sometimes. They're going to the Philippines because that's the only battle on the board. And now we are losing badly. They have 2 full carriers and a destroyer. Okay. So let's keep going. Carrier fleet 5 is a 3, plus 6 is 9. That's a hold. Oh, and then carrier fleet 4 is going to get infantry from Japan, so that's joining the battle too, from a transport. So that made the Philippines even harder. Okay, this is carrier fleet 1. 5 plus 6 is 11. They're doing a support, and this is that complicated roll, and they're going to Okinawa. Carrier fleet 1, along with 2 planes. And that's it. Carrier fleet 1 needs to take infantry on board. So I'm doing that. Okay, next. This goes up by 1. This is carrier fleet 2. 6 plus 6 is 12. They're going south, which is Okinawa. And they bring with them 2 planes, but only 1 has room. It only has room for 1. But like I said, I was going to piggyback. So that means a plane goes to the Philippines. Oh. It's almost like they know every time. And carrier fleet 2 is taking the remainder of the infantry. And now it's all planes we're rolling for from here. So 4 plus 6 is 10. That's a hold. So 3 planes are holding. Resupply is maxed out. 9 plus 6 is 15. They're going to reinforce a Japanese objective, so I'll roll. 1, 2, 3. They're going to the Mariana Islands, and that's 2 planes. And we're done. So this is our situation. We have a nasty battle in the Philippines, and we're not going to win. Now our goal is to survive and not lose our carriers, which I tend to do. Every time I build for this 3rd fleet, I do something stupid and end up losing the carrier or the battleship. I just get too aggressive with that 3rd fleet, don't I? I need to let it build up, I think. So, look at this. Nonsense. Japanese draws 1 extra battle plan each battle turn. If the U.S. has never held the island, inflict 1 hit on the U.S. infantry at the start of each turn. What kind of crap is that? I don't like these sheets. Okay, we have 2 light carriers. So we just lose a dive bomber. That's the big problem with a light carrier versus a full. It's still as good as a Japanese full carrier. So, I mean, we're not like, you know, losing badly. And the Japanese, for example, are going to have a destroyer with 2 carriers themselves, and it's going to be the same deal for them. So 2 zeros. So we're going to be evenly matched from that perspective. Dive bombers. 2 of those, and then a torpedo bomber and torpedo bomber. Right, so evenly matched aircraft carriers. They will have 1 extra anti-air because of the destroyer. The part where we're losing badly, though, is that the island itself is going to have 3 battalions and foxholes, which is not a big threat. They will have a full infantry on the transport. Again, not super threaty, but the 4 planes that just arrived, 3 of them being a 0, 1 being a bomber, and then the stupid rule where we get to take a hit every time, and then we have infantry in a transport which are they're not defended by anything. So that's our situation. Let's see how many turns this is going to be. 3 turns. All right, so boy, this is a tough battle. Do I go after their carriers? Do I go after the ground units? I think that if I get the no Japanese contact, that's going to make that decision easier for me. I'm going to be taking hits, so obviously Leatherneck is going to help me. I don't have any way to prevent a hit on an infantry, though. I do have the damage control, which might help me to keep my carriers alive. So that's 4. We can do artillery to make sure our infantry hit for sure. We could do diving attack, so our bombers get an extra hit. And then, because we have Marines, so we're looking at 4, 7, 8, 9. So that's 2 battle plan points I'm spending. I'm going to spend 3 battle points because I'm going to get extra attack for infantry and I'm going to get first light. So I'm going to spend 3 battle points on this battle. I may not be able to win this battle, but I'm going to try to influence it as much as I can. Now, I should have probably taken an extra turn, but if this battle goes the wrong way because I draw a battle plan that hurts me, I want it to end. So we're going to try to do what we can and just deal with the rest. So how many battle plans do they get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's 3 battle plans for them every turn. And it says they get to draw 1 extra. So first one is first light. Second one, ship combat, which is fine. Third, they're going to adjust the duration by 1. And fourth, all bombers roll a 10. So they're going after our carriers. Well, their first light and our first light cancel each other out. So I guess it was worth it. I don't know. The all bombers roll 10 makes it easier for me. I know where to put my fighters. It does mean my carriers are at risk, but that part's fine. This one hurts because the anti-air roll is going to be better for them. And then the adjusted duration is going to depend on who has the more units after this is done. Right now they have more. So unless I inflict a lot of hits, it is what it is. So we're at the start of the battle turn, and I have to inflict a hit on my U.S. infantry. So I don't know if I have a weaker one, but it's definitely not going to be a Marine. So we're going to hit this guy. Yay, us. They're going all in, so that means all 4 bombers there, and then this 1 bomber here, which is interesting because he's actually better against land, but we're going to have 5 bombers coming after our carrier. I, of course, am going to leave my 2 to dogfight, and then these 4 are going after their carrier. So we're going to do the same thing, but the other direction. We're going to go after their carrier, and their anti-air rolls are going to be deadly. Like, one thing I was considering is maybe we should attack the land this turn to avoid the anti-air roll, because their carrier is going to get a 7-4 against us. That's pretty deadly. I mean, they could theoretically, the 2 carriers could theoretically shoot down 2 of my 4 bombers. And that's not to say, because their destroyer gets to roll too. I mean, they could theoretically shoot down 3 of 4 of my planes. Now, if I go over the island, what that allows me to do is I can damage their battalions, and I can even maybe take out some of their planes. But the battalions would take the hits first. So it just doesn't seem to be very productive. I'm going to roll for the 2 zeros, 1s for each carrier. I'm going after their carrier, by the way. So the first one is going to go after my carrier, and then this one's going to defend theirs. So that's going to make it even harder on me to hit their carriers. And then the 3 zeros on the island are all going after my carrier. So they're making it super hard for me to hit their bombers. It's almost like the AI is smart. But it's just a dippy-do. So, okay, let's do dogfights. Let's go over their carrier. They have a 6-3. That's a 1, so they destroyed one of our planes. Torpedo bomber down. We could possibly lose all of our planes. So we, now over our carrier, they roll 2 5-3s, and they just destroyed both of our planes. So I'm going to roll 2 for 8-4. The 4 hits, the 9 misses. So we hit one of their planes, and I can choose to hit one of the land-based ones. I'll hit I don't know which one to hit. I'll hit their 0. But both of our fighters are down. They wiped us hard. They're rolling perfect so far. So now we do their anti-air. So the destroyer is a 5-2. Okay, that's good. That's a miss. Now both of their carriers are a 7-4. This is bad. Let's go. 5-4, so that's 3 hits. Jesus. Yeah, I lose a torpedo bomber, and one of my dive bombers takes a hit. I'm down to 1 full plane left. What an awful attack this is turning out to be. And so now we roll our anti-air, and we have 2 4-2s. And of course we miss. This makes me angry. We should have at least hit with something. Okay, so now they roll, for their attack on me, they roll a 2. That's a miss. They roll 2 3s. There's 1 hit. They roll 2 4s. And believe it or not, they missed with both. And I'm going to do the damage control to stop the hit that they did. And we actually survived their bombing run. I can't believe that. So now our bombing run on them is going to require some good rolls here. The first one is a 3. And that's a 7. And of course we missed. And then this last one is a 6, and we need it to hit. There we go. We got a hit. And then we can do the diving attack to make an extra hit. And we just sank a full-size carrier. So which one do we want to take, the Junyo or the Shinano? Let's get rid of the the Junio. So one of their carriers is down, thank goodness. So then we get to, these guys are going to land on the beach. The Marines are already in the foxholes. These guys didn't get to do anything. This one lands on the beach. Transport's done. So now everybody lands. These three land. There's only one carrier left. So these four land. These and this stay alive. And these three planes crash into the ocean. All right, I still have two bombers. One's damaged, but it's something. Now, they have to decide, are they increasing the turn by one? And they are, because they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They have 13. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So they have more units than us, so they're going to increase it. So we're still at 3 turns. And the thing that hurts about this is we're taking an infantry damage every time. But I'm going to use Leathernecks to block the hit this turn. And they're going to draw 3 battle plans. No, 4. Jerks. 1, 3, and 4. So they get a +1 to attack rolls. Stop a carrier hit. Air combat gives them extra bomb rolls like they needed it, and we can't attack the ocean. So somebody had mentioned that screening ship lets them draw their full battle plan. I don't like that rule at all, if that's true. And it is true. Dang it. Okay, so if we don't hit the carrier this turn, they get to keep this and they still get to draw 4 more. That's so I played that rule wrong in the past. Okay, I guess I'm going after their land targets because I can't go after their carriers. And so now let's roll for what they're going to do. They rolled a 10, so their bombers are going after my carriers. This is not good. And then their 0, or their bomber on the land, is going to stay on the land. Their 0 in the carrier is going after our carriers, also not good. And then the ones on land, all going after our carriers. So their bombers are going to get a full attack on our carriers again, because I'm not going to be able to hit all those 0s. The only good news is our bombers are not going to get hit by their 0s, because we're going to eke by on the land, and their 0s all went after my carriers. So there is no dogfighting step, just anti-air. So we're going to roll 2 4-2s, and if I can roll 2 1s or 2 2s, that'll be amazing, because we will take out 2 of their planes. And I rolled nothing. I didn't even hit. So this is bad. And so this blue is going to be the 3, and this is the 4. They hit me with the 3 on this and the 4 on that. And there's a 1. So one of my carriers is hit. So one of my bombers is going to go down, because I can only land 1 dive bomber. Now what's interesting, since the torpedo bomber's gone, can I still hold 2 planes? I don't think you can. I think you have to stay within the restrictions, and I need to not forget about this, which makes it worse. Oh, and look at this. They got actually an extra hit. So both of my carriers got hit because they rolled a 1. So +2. It's a superscript, so they do 2 damage. So upset now. All right, so against the ground, they roll 4, and they rolled a 3, so they hit me. So now my infantry unit is hit, and then we are rolling a 2 against the ground, we hit, and we roll a 4 against the ground, and we hit. So we actually hit the ground twice. It's going to be a battalion, it has to be. these 3 planes are going to become worthless for them because we have no planes left. And then they, of course, have this, and all of our planes get destroyed. We are now going to lose our carriers, which is funny. The whole thing about this is funny. This isn't even necessary because it's not going to help them. This isn't helping them anymore. Okay, so now we do the infantry stage. So they get 2 2s for their battalions. Those are misses. And then my Marines get 2 7s. So that's a hit and that's a freaking miss. But I do get to roll an extra attack, so I'm going to do that. Oh, come on. It's like the FFG card sleeves. All right, so that's 2 hits, and then the artillery makes it a 3rd hit. So we're going to inflict 3 hits on these guys. So 2 and 3 flips that over. So we at least did something. These guys go up to the foxholes. He comes up, and they have a mountain of machine against me. And we go down to 2 battle turns left, and I have no choice but to kill an infantry because I take a damage. And what a stupid move. I didn't realize this island rule was this bad. Regret it. I regret it. Thankfully, this is gone. They're going to draw 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Infantry combat, of course. Damage control, of course. Battalion, of course. Pre-attack 1, of course. Every one of those is bad. The extra battalion is bad. Okay, they do pre-attack, so they're going to attack me with a 4 and a 3. The blue will be the 3. And there's a 1, so 1 carrier sunk out of the game. The bellow wood is gone. The good news, I don't have to roll for their zeros, but they do have a bomber here, so we have to roll to see what their bomber is going to do. Oh, hold on. I had anti-air rolls. This was my anti-air, and then the other one was a miss. But hold the fort. My anti-air is 2-1. So I actually rolled a 1, so I completely destroy one of their bombers. That makes the life better. So now I'm going to roll for just 1 bomber, which is a 3, and that's a miss. So we survived. But the land bomber now rolls, and he's coming after our carriers. So we get to roll anti-air again, though, and that's a 2-1. And I rolled a 1, so this guy's destroyed too. Oh my goodness, what? Love the dice, hate the dice. I'm not going to roll for the zeros. It doesn't matter. They don't do anything. Actually, the zeros would have done something. So let me roll for the carrier 0. That would have gone over the island, and then the island zeros also would have gone over. No, they wouldn't have gone over the island. They would have all, yeah. We didn't destroy this. We destroyed one of the zeros. So I'm just going to take one of the zeros off the island. And the reason is because the zeros were escorting him, so they absorbed the hits. And so on the island, we actually have 4 airfields that could be damaged. And this guy actually is going to get to attack us with a 2. I rolled a 10, so not necessary. Oh, and then they had damage control, so they would have stopped 1 hit. So that island 0 didn't even get destroyed, it just got damaged. That's okay. I like the fact that that one absorbed a hit that way, because now when we hit the island, it's going to mean something. So we do move to the island. And so their battalion normally rolls a 1, but now it's a 4-2. So I'll take the 9. And then the other infantry is a 3. and now it's a 6-2 and an 8. I love that. And now we're going to roll 2 7s for our Marines, and those are 2 hits. And then we have a 3 for our infantry, which is a miss. So we just inflicted 2 more hits on them, but unfortunately all that does is kill a battalion, but it's something. Oh, and they had 1 more battalion that would have rolled a 3-2. That's a 10, so we're good there. Okay, now we move to the last turn. My infantry is going to die because I have to just take hits for the fun of it. And just so upset about that. I'm losing good infantry. My carriers can't do anything. They take 4 battle plans again. 1, 2, 3, 4. So anti-air, nothing, nothing, nothing. This one's going to be a hit on us. So that sucks. So final battle turn. I'm going to roll for their bomber. He's coming after our carrier. And then the land bomber is also coming after our carrier. They suck. The zeros are all coming after our carrier. So we're not going to be able to hit the bombers. Our carriers roll a 2-1 each for anti-air. Both missed. Okay, first bomber rolls a 2. Second bomber rolls a 3. And thankfully we have a lot of misses. Our carriers are surviving this, folks. They're damaged, but they're surviving this. That's going to cost me 4 points, but we survived it. Whew. Okay, then it's just a matter of doing the land battles. They have 1 infantry that rolls a 3. We have 2 that roll 7 and 1 hit. Now they do a hit on us, which sucks. So our Marine will take a damage, but we can repair him. And yeah, we only did 1 hit, which just finishes that guy off. So we end the battle bloody. So the Marine has a damage. Their planes have 1 damaged. And the damaged plane will return for refit. But it's going to subtract 1 from their reinforcements, and then it'll go back and refit. So he won't stay for the rest of the battle. This one is full strength. Carrier Fleet 4, we did sink a carrier, but so did they. So we exchanged carriers. I had a light carrier, they had a full. So I guess you can say that that's a moral victory. Oh no, they didn't sink any of ours. We have damaged carriers. That's going to cost 4 points to repair. Next turn. So, whew, oh, they got another plane. All right, well, it could have been worse. It definitely could have been better too. That whole take a hit every round thing sort of blew chunks. And we're going to have to keep doing it because until we hold the island, that doesn't go away. So that also blows chunks. Okay, let's roll for their reinforcements. 7 plus 15 is 21. It absolutely does not matter how many subtractions they have. This guy will go in for repair, so he goes to the bottom. And then once again, 3 ships coming out, 3 infantry coming out, actually 4. And look at that, see that stack in the back? That's what we've killed so far this year. And then you can see the 2 ships in the back, that's what we damaged. And then of course the planes I've been putting on the bottom, and then 3 more planes come out. But that's an insane number of infantry. I mean, they've killed a lot of ours too. This has been a very bloody war. I guess that's thematic as well. So, coming over here to this, we have a cruiser. We have 2 that have no ships on them at all. Cruiser is going to go into Surface Fleet 1. Battleship is going to go into Battleship Fleet 1. And then we have a carrier, which this has 2, this has 2, 3, 2, So it's going to be one of these, and this one does not have room for a carrier, so this one gets it. So Carrier Fleet 4 got a little bit bolstered. Again, they're going to hold. This guy's going to hold. Carrier Fleet 4 is now holding. And Okinawa is not a objective, so we have 3 of them that are still potentially going to move. But that's, we already know for the next round that that's the situation. And when we roll, other than for these 2 here, we're only rolling for what's in Japan. That's it. We don't. Here's the cool thing about 44 is you don't have to scout anymore. I think it's getting a little bit more plain. Now, remember, we're doing my house rules. The DVG rules is that each of these guys moves around. Even now, they would still continue to move around. So maybe my rules aren't as fun, but I'm having fun. I think you will agree with me. Yeah, we're winning, but we're not winning by a landslide. And I just remembered, we forgot to record our score. So at the end of 43, so 42, we scored 7 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know if I had New Guinea by the end of 43. I think I did. So that would be 7 points. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold on. The Gilbert Islands is an objective. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I think that for this playthrough, this was a previous playthrough where I put down 7. I think I had 6. I'm going to use my correct hand here. I think I had 6 in 42. And then for 43, I believe I had 8. So that's how many points I'm doing with this campaign. And then, of course, we're in the middle of 44 right now. So we did the reinforcements. There's nothing else really to do. Resupply goes back to 0. We are moving to July, August. And these ships are moving up. So our big stack of doom is now ready to conquer. And we need to make the most of this turn. Another stack of doom is coming. And then our little piddlies are going to be there. Come over here. Our big stack of doom just gets bigger with 2 submarines and a battleship. And then another Essex-class carrier. So bigger is better. It's Texas style. We're doing Texas style, just all salt and pepper. The Japanese are going to be salty, and we're going to pepper them. All right, so these move down. These move down, and then we get a plane available, like so. And for 44, July and August, we have to do battalion reinforcements. So, first one is Mariana Island gets 1. Next, Iwo Jima gets 2. They're just like insane, the DVG people. Okinawa, I'm sorry, Iwo Jima got 2. That's over here. Okinawa gets 1, and Borneo gets 1. So Okinawa gets 1, Borneo doesn't. So like this game is like, it rewards you for having more objectives because then these extra reinforcements wouldn't be coming out. New Guinea gets 1, Wake Island gets 1. Rich keeps getting richer. And then the Solomon Islands. So as much as I'm happy with my progress, they're still getting tougher. Very interesting. One thing I forgot, Borneo would have gotten a fortification. I mean, that turn that we won in Borneo, I think we might have won pretty handily, but still. So Iwo Jima and Okinawa get 2. Gilbert Islands we already had control of, but Borneo would have been an issue. So always remember to check your sheet, I guess. Okay, so we did the production. So now for July and August, we get 33 points. I'm going to subtract 4 because of this. And then a 5th one because we're healing that Marine that took a damage. So 28. All right, 28. So I should probably just turn this way, since because of where I'm sitting, I never have the right angle. And there's no table. Like if I go put the camera over here, there's no table for me to put it on. That's the reason why you never see me put it that way. What would it take? It wouldn't take much. Give me a second. Just gonna move some stuff around. Should have thought of this 3 playthroughs ago, right? How's that? That's probably a little better. Okay, so we're sitting here with 28 points. A lot of production came off the ships. Currently we have 4, 8, and 5 is 13, and 4 is 17. We can go up to 35, so we can do 18 points worth of ships if we wanted. Whew. Okay, the infantry is maxed out. The planes are 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We can put 3 points of planes on, so let's do that. We're gonna get a 3-pointer out for 3. Okay, we're gonna get, we said, what, 18 points of ships? I just heard us say we're gonna produce 3 full-strength carriers for 18. That's what I heard. I heard you say it. I mean, the carriers are the best thing in the game. I mean, these other things are good, but, and then they take forever to build, so you want to get them done early anyways. So yeah, we just put 18 points of carriers out. So now I have 7 points left. Like, I don't think I need to scout. Having the extra battle plan points is always nice, but I think I want to rush this. And let me back up for you. The thing I'm talking about is, if I finish this, I get to do 1 free rush each turn. The earlier you do these, I think the more benefit you get out of it, right? Because if you wait until the final year of the game to finally build these, which is what's happening, they're not as useful as if you did them very early in the game. It's just that I can't afford to build them very early in the game. It's a really tough set of choices. But if I do, I can free rush, you know, these carriers and get them built quicker, or anything really. And why I'm bringing this up is I have 7 points here, but I actually have 3 saved over from last turn, so I can spend everything I have and finish that, and then get a free rush every turn. Is it worth it? I have no idea. You tell me if it's worth it. I just think, I mean, what else am I going to do? I can't produce anything else. I just have to put it towards factories. We could, like I said, try to finish these, you know, like the basic training or the airplane one, so I can build more units. Now that they're more expensive and they take more turns to produce, they're clogging up the queue a lot longer. Or we just keep doing this, because like I said, if you get to the final here, you actually become president, and that's a higher ranking. So it's like a grade you get. So you get more prestige if you can fill all this up. So let's do it. 5, 6, 7. I'm going to spend everything I got. So I have no battle plans for scouting or even battling. Spend everything I have. We're going to build this, which gives us 1 free rush. I don't need 3 carriers in 1 stack, so let's move 1 carrier down so it's divided amongst several stacks. How about that? Yay, we got 1 free rush. That didn't feel as good as I thought it might. All right, coming back to this, and by the way, I need to quit it is getting very late here. Okay, I have troops landed in the Philippines, so I can send planes now. So for example, my MAG 14 can go to the Philippines. My MAG 13 from Midway can go to the Philippines. I can even send all my planes from Borneo and New Guinea to the Philippines. And we can, you know, basically kick them out of the Philippines. But the problem is I need to send troops, because something's got to take and absorb the hits while the Marines don't get hit, because I don't want to lose my Marines. So if we have 4 battle turns, you know, things like that. Carrier Fleet 4 is staying there. So we're still going to have 2 full-strength carriers coming at us as well. And that's where these, because they have really awesome dogfight values. And then these are, I mean, these are all anti-ship planes with really good dogfight values. And then this is a good anti-land plane, right? And same here, like boom. I can put 9 planes in the Philippines, so we can stock up. Now that we've landed there, we could really go all in on that. And then I have 1, 2, 3 infantry that I will load on a transport, and their whole job. What I really need is just a stack of battalions that I can send so they can absorb the hits instead of losing these expensive infantry. You know, I could do that. It's just that then I have to replace the battalions, and I don't. So that's wonderful. That's all and good, all well and good. But this, we never took this. There we go. All right, let's see what we got for our ships. Maybe we can divide and conquer here. Destroyer with carrier. Battleship. 2 subs. Destroyer. Battleship. Cruiser, cruiser. Destroyer. Carrier. Carrier. Carrier with destroyer. Cruiser, 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 carrier, carrier, destroyer. Holy buckets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 carriers. We have a fighting force, folks. So here's what I want to do. I want to win. That's what I want to do. I want to take Wake Island, but I actually don't have any extra infantry to attack Wake Island with. Because these are Aussies. I can't move the Aussies. They just stay. I mean, I have this 1 battalion in New Caledonia that I could move. You know what? I'm going to do that. I'm going to move this guy to New Caledonia. And then that frees up this battalion to go onto this transport. Remember, because we said we wanted to take hits with that. And then that leaves me with 1 infantry that I can use to take Wake Island. Carrier Fleet 3 is pretty weak, especially when you're looking at the forces I have here. The question is I got to be able to hit all these land targets. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send my battleships to Wake Island, and then I'm going to send my weaker carrier, the Lexington and the Wasp, to there, because we're going up against light carriers and escort carriers, right? So we have 1, 2, 3 Enterprise class. So I'm going to send the Hornet over there as well, because I don't want to lose. I still want them to be able to do some punches. And then as far as the cruisers go, you know, how much do I need a cruiser to help me on the Philippines? Well, the quicker I win in the Philippines, the quicker the battle ends. But I think what I'm going to do, because there's a big stack of troops here, right? I'm sending all my cruisers to help them, except for maybe 2. Should I do that? I'm sending them all of them to take Wake Island, because I'm tired of Wake Island. These 3 carriers with their escorts are all going for the Philippines, and then these 2 subs can also go for the Philippines, or we could get queued again, which always causes me to lose them. But there is a carrier fleet in Okinawa, Carrier Fleet 2, that has a sub and 1 carrier. And then there's also Carrier Fleet 1 that has 1 carrier, 2 escort carriers, but it does have a destroyer group. There's a lot of stuff in Okinawa that we could hit, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to take these and help out over here. So that'll be the battle that we do. And now let's see where they go. Again, very easy here. They're holding all the way up to 12, which again is my house rule. The DVG rules would not have done that. And in fact, somebody pointed out that after you do the scouting, this returns back to 0. But so we would have had to roll the hard way. Now, what's interesting though is in 1944, they actually get +5 when it's low and +6 when it's high. So it's pretty much the same no matter what. Okay, so we're gonna start with Carrier Fleet 2. Where's he gonna go? I rolled a 2 plus an 8 is 10. So he's gonna withdraw 1 closer to Japan, and he can do that. So he's gonna go to Japan and he's done. Carrier Fleet 1 is a 6 plus 8 is 14. He's going to battle. So Carrier Fleet 1 is either going to join Wake Island or Philippines. So Philippines will be even, and it's odd. So Carrier Fleet 1 is very formidable, and they're going to Wake Island, and I'm not sure how much I like that. The only good news is we have a lot of battleships and stuff, but that's going to be a problem. Okay, next we have is Japan. So Carrier Fleet 5 is a 10 plus 8, that's an 18. They're doing a sortie, and 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 5 objectives, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, they're going after the Solomon Islands, and Carrier Fleet 5 takes with it 1 infantry, which is good news. We're going to lose the Solomon Islands, folks. I mean, we're not going to lose it completely, but we might lose it completely. We just stripped all of our forces from there. They have 2 full-strength carriers going up against an infantry. So this is 2 full-strength carriers. They're bringing an infantry with them, and we have 1 infantry defending the whole thing. So that part sucks. The good news is it's not going to impact our supply or anything. And then with that order, this drops by 4, and 2 planes are locked. Okay, so now we do the rest of Japan, which is just planes and infantry. So 5 plus 4 is 9. That's a withdrawal, becomes a hold. So 3 planes and 1 infantry stays. This goes up. 7 plus 8 is 15. Reinforce. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So then we could do 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So 2, 4, 6, 7. So they're going there. 1 infantry and 3 planes. And this is not an objective. So where did, oh, it's that objective token for Marshall Island. All right. Keep rolling. 10 plus 8 is 18. They're going to do a sortie. 5. 1, 2, 3, or 2, 4, 5. Oh my gosh. they're also going to the Solomon Island. And it's going to be one more infantry. And the good news for us is the planes don't go anywhere because they didn't land yet. There's just 2 planes left. 8. This goes down. 8 plus 6 is 14. Battle. Even odd. 5 is odd. So the 2 planes are going to Wake Island. So yeah, I mean, you make a choice and then all of a sudden they punish you for it. All right, we're at 55 minutes. It is super late for me. I really want to see how these battles turn out, but these are going to take a while to play. So we're going to have to call it. And I'm going to take these tokens off, and I'm just going to put 1 token here, 1 token here, and 1 here to indicate that we got 3 battles going on. And try to get these together so I know that those are Wake Island. This is Solomon. Very concerned about this one. And then I'm not as concerned about the Philippines. I think we're going to Romple Stomp that one. This one is going to be a fight to the death, and I have no battle plan points. So that was my own choice, and I may lose some ships. Thanks for watching. Stay awesome.